All right, guys, welcome back to another super dope episode of the Win and Play podcast with your boy Sean Gary. That's me, your host, Sean Gary, national youth speaker, author, all that good stuff. But anyway, listen, today gonna be dope, man. I got my homie on here, man. I know y'all gonna be blessed. I'm so impressed with this man and what he's done and what he's doing in the community and for young people. So we're gonna get to it here in a minute, but what we do on every episode, we gotta keep our tradition going. This is the Win and Play podcast, and on the Win and Play podcast, for those of you who are like, wait, why am I here? What is this? What am I watching? Principals, teachers, and parents, this is for you. Any youth advocate, anybody working with young people at all. We are here to bring tips and win and plays for you guys to run to help you deal with the young people and help you be more impactful and more influential and whatever else we can help you with. Maybe there's a kid in your class or a kid in your team or whatever that you're dealing with, and you can hear somebody else describe how they deal with them, and that may help you. So anyway, on the Win and Play podcast, the Win and Play, I always look at sports, right? You're running a play, you're trying to get that W, get to the championship, and get that ring, right? You try to win, you get that ring. So every episode we eat a ring pop. So you get to choose first. The host always gets to choose first. I don't know what that one is. Go upside down.
Man, I'm gonna go with the
Freeze
line. Freeze.
What's the flavor? What is saying the name? Blue raspberry.
Blue raspberry. I love raspberries. So.
Oh, perfect. Well, I'm gonna match you on that. I'm gonna do a blue raspberry as well. Open these bad boys up. Get this party rolling. Ring pop, y'all need to go ahead and hit me up, man, because get in on this.
Had a ring.
Go ahead and be a sponsor for
20
sure.
years.
You said you ain't had one in 20 years?
Yeah,
right.
You
used to be live.
Yeah, man.
Yep, that works. It's funny, I didn't really like them when I was a kid, for real. They was cool to have. It was like a big diamond. That was the cool part, but didn't really crave them. But since I've been doing the podcast, like now I enjoy like the few licks or the few whatever I eat out of it, because I never finished one. I ain't never finished one yet.
Never finished one. Wow.
I ain't never finished
That's
one
how
yet.
I be, man.
Shoot. All right, so let's get this thing started, man. I really appreciate you being here today, taking time out of your busy schedule, man. Go ahead, introduce yourself to the people, let them know who you are, and then we'll get right into some questions.
Yeah, man. Remember I was younger, I used to carry it around like this, like I got a real ring. Yeah. But my name is DeVoe Sherman. I have a PhD, means I was poor, hungry, and determined. And that that resonates with just the person that I am, being poor. And I'm not talking about just financially, just more so of not having a mentality of, of how you supposed to be with money, the relationship that you supposed to have, the relationship that you supposed to build with people. And, just those trying to navigate those social constructs of just my journey, and also just with me just being hungry. Like I remember when I graduated from Woodward high school, that transition was just tough, going from high school 2012 then going to UC. Like anybody that went to Woodward know, like it's a true dog pound. So you got to be ready for whatever's to come, and knowing how to navigate some of those situations really taught me a lot of how to, deal with people, but also understand my own emotions and, what I needed to do, better, even though, young child or whatever. But it's just like, you just get that self-realization, like, man, like, I could do better, you feel me, within myself. And then having the determination and the resilience just to be able to like move forward and navigate through some of those tough situations. Because I remember I was going to college, working 2 jobs, man. Like it was, it was tough trying to pay that bill, boy. Like, hey, you got to do this. Working hard, man, just trying to make it and starting a business, coming across a mentor of mine that just showed me like, hey, nah, you can do this. And I think what happened was people seen me trying to put in the work, because people knew, like, if you knew me, you knew my story. Like my mom made me at 14. So it wasn't, like it was tough. Like it was really tough to try to understand and reconcile like what happened, this whole dynamic. Like like I'm still to this day I'm close to my mama age. Like people when they see my mom, they like, that's your mom? Like, yeah,
Right.
like yeah, my mom is still young. Like we
Yeah.
only really about probably like what 13, 14 years apart. You know what I mean? So it's still that dynamic of like how to like even in my mind, I'm like, wow, like we still close in age type of thing. So it's just crazy, you know, when I think about it. But I think overall, man, I was able to, you know, come out still looking good and ready to shine. You know,
there you go. There you
that's
go.
what it is. You know what I mean? We here with it. So
that's what's up. That's what's up. Nah, that's what's up. I like to ask to get the interview started. I typically like to go back right to like what was it about because you serve the youth and what was it that you saw coming up that touched you in a special way? You saw it and it was like, man, or maybe there wasn't anything that made you want to work with youth and just you one day a phone rang and you say, yeah, I'll be there. And it ended up being something with kids. You was like, oh yeah, this is cool. Like, but was there something that happened for you that connected you to serving young people? It was like, yo, this it right here. I got to do this.
Yeah, man. I think what happened was I remember I was walking. I was living in the North Side, and there was a small church on the corner called Holy Trinity. I remember me walking past that, and the pastor just comes out of nowhere and was like, man, something gonna happen to y'all. I don't know what it is, but I need y'all to come to church. You know what I mean? So later on, I'm like, don't nobody just come out of nowhere and say something gonna happen. You feel what I'm saying? So I just went and honestly, something did happen to one of my friends.
And how old were you? What about how old were you?
Man, I don't even know, like 11, 12.
For real? Wow.
Yeah. Luckily, the church was like right down the street from my house.
Yeah.
But my friends, they went their own way or whatever. And but yeah, something did happen. One of my friends did get jumped. And my other friend was running to him, and they called me while I was in church. Oh, wow. I was in service. Yeah, I was in service, man. I'm like, hey, he said it, so I just came, and from that day forward, I started going to Wednesday. I started going on Wednesdays to church, you know, by myself. And I think that's what literally sparked like the whole journey of like, hey man, like this is something that I love. And it wasn't like it wasn't churchy. It was more learning about the lessons of Jesus Christ and discipleship. And it was about him, but it was just more of like life lessons. How they were correlating what happened in real time versus what they did back in those days. You feel what I'm saying? So it was combining the two, like, okay, this is in real time, but also this is what happened. Because, you know, as they say, nothing new is under the sun. So I think that them pouring into me made me want to just pour back into others, man. Like,
so dope.
You know what I mean? And that was just one thing. And then the second thing was just more personal. Like, I don't want people, and I know I can't serve everybody, but I always feel like I got an S on my chest. Just because my last name's Sherman. You know what I mean? But it's like no understanding like the situation that I've been through. It's like if I can help others come out of that same situation or similar situation, you know, why not? Why not give back? Why not pour into them? And, you know, I feel like once I graduated, God really gave me that vision. Like, hey, this is what you're going to do for the rest of your life. But just make something out of it, you know. You know, he never really gives you the destination. He just gives you something to work with, and it's like, you know, your end is at your beginning. So figure it out. You know, because if he told you what the destination was, you probably wouldn't want to go through all those obstacles. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, that's kind of like what happened, man. And so it's really personal for me. Not wanting better. Wanting people to do better and see better, because there was a time where I didn't believe in me and I needed somebody to pour into me for that belief system to, you know, come out to its fruition. So,
no, that's good, man. That's good. I'm trying to think, man, for myself, if I think back to those who were influential, Well, actually, there is one. When I speak, there's sometimes a story I tell with these three teachers, and one of them looks like us, Mr. Graves, and I got a chance to see him not too long ago. I would say within the last couple of years, but he was my fourth grade teacher. And I remember just being an African American man in school. But so even to this day, it's still huge. But I remember his impact because my brother had him first, and then I had him later. And just he was just real cool. I guess he's one that I'll never forget. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And some of the things that he said to me, you know, will just go with me forever. You know, so yeah, I think it's cool to be able to also leave a mark like that.
Yeah.
You know, on a young person and like influencing them like to the right direction and moving them to, you know, being something positive in their life, being proactive and in their own life, in their own community and whatnot. I said proactive, and that's not the word I want to use, but being just there. What is the word they say in your society and in your community? Just being an asset, really. You know what I mean? Just helping people around you and being a blessing. But I was trying to remember the saying, but I can't remember. But it's cool. So back to you. So that happened when you was in that 10, 11 age range, right?
Yeah.
So was it anything as you got older where you had any opportunities to start pouring in or to young people or pouring out to them, or what was you doing?
Nah, man, it was just really more so just being a sponge and just listening to the adults and listening to the people that poured into me. I think just understanding what my situation was. I understood early what it was, and I'm like, man, I can't afford to get in trouble or to do anything. So I'm gonna just be the leading example because my mother later on, I got two brothers, one sister.
Okay.
So starting there was being the example, the responsibility, like everything is literally on me.
Yeah.
So that was just like, you know, it was kind of like a test run. Like, hey, you know, you can't be doing all this. You got two brothers, you got a sister watching you. They look up to you, and you want to show them. You want to lead by example and show them, like, hey, it can be done and it will be done.
Yeah.
You just gotta want it bad enough so it can, you know, so it can come to fruition. And so that was like I feel like God tested me and put me in that position to kind of be the person that they can look up to, so they don't make similar decisions as other people, you know, within the community, within the family, and different things like that.
Yeah, it's important to have somebody that you can call or reach out to. It's cool to have these online, you know, LeBron and all them that we like, oh yeah, my role model, you know, but to have that role model that's somebody you can connect with and in your situation actually be in the house, like you may not ever know all of the value that you brought to them, you know, being that person they can look up to, their sibling, their older brother, and the things that they may never ever have a conversation and share with you, but that they learned stuff, you know what I mean, and benefited from.
Yeah.
So that's what's up. So when did you let's fast forward to like even kind of some of the stuff you're doing now. When did you decide like I'm about to start really giving back and pouring out and doing things with the youth?
2012 2012 when I graduated going to UC. Okay. And me just seeing like there was just a different world. Like, man, people were just telling me, oh, you could do this, you could do that. Like there was just like, oh, I can? Like you ever been to a place, an environment, somebody telling you can do something and you can be something? Right, I'm like, what?
Right.
Like, and then I seen all these black young professionals just wearing suits and ties. And I'm like, man, I ain't never seen that in my hood where I come from. I ain't never seen that.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? The only person I seen wearing a suit and tie with the fresh cut was like a Steve Harvey, you know what I mean? Like that's it, with the big cheesy smile and mustache, you feel what I'm saying? Like, but I ain't never seen it like physically. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's different when you actually see somebody versus, you know, being on TV. Like, no, that's reality. Like these people around your age and they doing it. Like, I mean, they looking good, smelling good, you feel what I'm saying? Like it was just a different world for me there. And I think that, like I said, being on campus really sparked a whole bunch of things and got my mindset and shifted a lot of things because I met so many different types of diverse people that was just pouring it.
Exposed.
Yeah,
like, now, shoot, I seen this.
Yeah, yeah, like it's on
this?
now.
What
like
is this?
Yes, right. That's what it was. Like,
like what is this? So that's crazy because a friend of mine, we went to test drive some cars, and there was I was with him really. Like, he was going to test drive some cars.
Yeah,
he was looking at what was it, a Range, and there was something else nice. And I saw one of my dream cars in there. Well, I really got like one for real.
Yeah.
But I seen it in there, and I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, I was like, hold on, let me get my phone out. Like, and he was just sharing with me. I wouldn't even call him a mentor because he was more of a peer, but we both have, brushed arms and shoulders with some of the same elite individuals financially. But he was sharing with me I had heard it before, but we were just talking about how that exposure works. Like, you can't unsee certain things, And so, I took my phone out and I recorded the vehicle, and they were about to close by the time I seen it. And so I was going to get some keys. I didn't want to drive it because it was actually in the building, but so they would have had to pull it out and stuff. I didn't want to do all that. But I was going to ask, can I start it up though? You know what I mean? I was like, can I start it up real quick? Like, man. But just to be able to sit in it, you know what I mean? Like, and take the video of it and just sit in it and all that. It was like, I don't even want to say what it was. I don't want to say what it was, but it's nice. But I get it because it's like food too, right? Like, if you eat hot dogs all day long, that's all you know, then you get some steak or ground beef, fish, something like chicken, anything other than what you've been accustomed to. You like, oh wait, oh shoot, what you say this was? Like, this, and what is it made with? This and it's healthier. Oh, it's good. It tastes. Wait, what do you put some hot sauce on that fish? Wait, hold on, what was that right there? Oh, this is fried. Like, So we get exposed, man. Like you said, you was exposed to something that was different, but you couldn't unsee it. You couldn't unsee it. How did you feel when you was in that, when you were seeing all these different?
Man, I wanted to grasp every single thing. Like, I wanted to touch it, feel it, hear it. You know what I mean? I was just so excited because it's like when you put like it's kind of like the environment, like if you put yourself in a different environment, you're gonna get a different outcome.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And for me, making sure that I graduated going to UC put me in a different environment to where it's a level, there's nobody being toxic. Like, everybody, there's probably just a little bit of it, but it's not as much as where I come from. You feel me? That there was a space to where I can think thoroughly. You feel me? I can be around like-minded people, and they were trying to do so many different initiatives and, events and like just bringing awareness to, whether it be financially, mentally, emotionally, you feel what I'm saying? Just trying to navigate these different constructs of just being on a university, being a minority on this, you know what I mean? Just trying to navigate that. That was a whole nother thing I had to navigate. Right. And you know what I mean? So it's just like, but having that space to where you can talk about those things, you feel what I'm saying? Like, that's what really did it for me. Yeah. And that just, I'm like, man, like, I can really do something here. So let me make the best of my situation.
Right.
Let me connect with this mentor. Let me connect with all these other organizations. Let me connect with this professor that has a master's degree, a PhD, all these educational, man, I'm connecting with, I'm interviewing, I'm connecting with them. Nice. I don't care what color I'm asking questions like, hey, can I do this? Man, I'm getting all the information that I need in order to start my business. Because I knew within these years, I have to make the best of these years.
Yeah, for sure.
Because statistically, I'm probably not going to get hired at some job. I'm not built for corporate. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't built for the whole double conscious thing. Like, I already know that. So I'm like, I need to prepare myself for a journey that I don't even know where it's going to take me. You feel what I'm saying? But I know it starts with working with youth, and that's where I'm going to live and breathe at.
Right.
So during that time at UC, 2017, I got my first contract with an agency, and I basically and my coach showed me like, look, this is what you want to do. I staffed out different people who needed community service hours.
Okay.
And I actually paid them.
Nice.
You feel what I'm saying? So I actually made a good profit on like staffing out those volunteers and actually paid them, but I made it to where I didn't have to be there.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it sounded great.
Yeah.
But I didn't fully grasp what I was doing. You know what I mean? Because he showed me like, nah, this is how you do it. Because being an entrepreneur, just because you're an entrepreneur don't mean you have to be everywhere.
Right.
You know, it's more
doing all the work.
It's more so like you can create an opportunity to where you don't have to be there, but you still get paid. Yeah. And you hire a team of people that can actually provide their service for you.
Yeah.
So it was when we did the numbers, like I got it a little bit, but over the years, like I would say year 3, I'm like, wow, I did something unimaginable.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like it was crazy, bro. It was crazy. The light bulb went off. Like, oh, this is what's really going on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh man, when I found out what I did, man, that was wild. That was wild. It was like the light bulb definitely went off.
I love it. I love it. What did you do after that? What was the next phase?
The next thing was like to grow the business, like, and we talking about just mentoring inside schools and putting people in position to become like a mentor, like actually making it a job. But I had to figure out, okay, how can I make this unconventional to where like it's not just a one-on-one type of thing. Mm-hmm. How can I make it to where it's like in a group setting? And we have mentors, but we also have facilitators. We have 2 to a classroom, kind of like when you're in a classroom, but it's more so we're teaching social and emotional learning. Okay. We're teaching people how to manage their own emotions, how to manage them, how to express themselves. Yeah. So we're teaching those things, but we're doing mantras, we're doing manifestations, we're doing team building activities within this whole hour. So I was basically building a model to say like, when we come into this school, these are the different activities we're going to do within this whole hour. So I was building something to where it wasn't like, okay, we're just going to lecture, because I know when I was a kid, I don't want to just hear lecture. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to just hear you lecture. Like, you know what I mean? Like, nah, like I'm a kid. Like, I want to do something fun. Like, I want to learn, but I want it to be fun. Right. So I had to make it fun, but I also had to, I figured I had to do it like a balance between, okay, let's make it fun, but let's add some lecture, let's add some team building, which is the fun part. Let's add some mantra, which is the manifestation part of getting up and letting them believe in themselves. So I just added a bunch of different things that make it completely different from all the competition that I had with other organizations. So, and that's what I did, man. And I was just growing and just learning and just, preparing myself to, if this thing takes off, let me write all this stuff down. Let me get this model and check with my mentor and say, hey, I feel like I'm ready to go. And that's what we did, man. Like we literally, and I'm still growing. So like right now, I gotten to the point to where I got different programs. So now, because at first I knew where I was. I feel like I knew what I was doing, but I didn't know where I was going. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I knew what I was doing, but I didn't know what was coming. You feel what I'm saying? Like I didn't really know. Yeah. What you got?
Yeah. That's dope. That's dope. Yeah. All right. So what is it? So the people that are listening, because some of them right now, they're like, oh man, I love what he's saying. He cooking good now. Like I need to get involved. Like I need to get his information. I need to see what he got from me and these babies of mine. So what, if you could tell them, before we even get into like how to contact you, can you tell the people like now what it is that you're offering and then where they can even get in contact with you to
so I'll kind of explain what we do. So the company's First Generation Leaders of America. The purpose is to equip young men and women with the social skills, the knowledge and the wisdom to be able to navigate school, community, career, and entrepreneurship and financial literacy. So with that, we have numerous different programs that we offer. We have a BFF program, Building Financial Futures. That program, money should be your best friend forever. That's our slogan. Money should be your best friend forever. So with that program, that's a free program actually that we're doing right now for ages 12 through 21. We partner with a nonprofit agency. We actually partner with the city of Cincinnati to do this program on Tuesdays at 5:30 to 7 at the Madison Recreation Center.
Nice.
So we're doing that program again is completely free. We go over savings, investment, budgeting, smart financial goals, and different things like that. So that's kind of like an hour and a half. So we're doing that program, and then we're doing we do school-based programs where we're actually in a school setting.
Okay.
But since there's been a lot of complications with that, so we actually shifted. And we've been doing our Boys to Men program, which is at a private location. It's at a group home. It's Boys to Men, so it's for boys. It's boys turning them into men. With that program, we're partnered with another agency, with a nonprofit called Boys Hope, Girls Hope. We're partnered with them, and we do programs on Wednesdays for about at least 2 hours. And we're going over emotional incarceration, expressing emotions. We're going over social, emotional development, manhood. So we're talking and hitting a lot of different things, emotional triggers, just a lot of various different things, just to make sure that they understand, again, how to manage and how to control their emotions.
Yeah.
So that's a program. That program is private. That we're doing because we get contracts with group homes and schools and different things like that. So that program is more private. But
if you one of those and have one of those, hit him up.
Yeah. And then we have a Girls Hope program. Again, partner with Boys Hope, Girls Hope. That's a private program. And ages, all teens, 13 through 17. And you can get through these programs through Boys Hope, Girls Hope. Just go ahead and just do the application. But we do those programs bi-weekly on Mondays for the girls. And we have a bunch of different volunteers that kind of helps facilitate that program as well. So this pretty much named 3 different programs. And then our last one is our YEP program, our Youth Entrepreneurship program.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
that Youth Entrepreneurship program, that's more community-based. So that's open to whoever wants to join. We partner with Avondale Development Corporation. We partner with South Avondale Elementary. We just partnered with various different entities to kind of launch that program just to make it free. Because all these programs are literally free. And we try to get as many grants as possible to make all our programs for free. But as you can see, Trump is trying to stop all that. But but we have faith, and we gonna make sure that we come out of it. But those are 4 different programs that we're offering at the moment under the umbrella of First Generation Leaders of America.
Nice. Now, where can they get in contact with you? What's some contact?
So you can reach us at firstgenleaders.org. Go to the website. It has the email, has our number. Just fill out the contact form, and one of our team members will be in touch with you.
And so, is there so the programs that are open, is there a cost to them, or
they're all free?
So they're all free, and so there's no way that I can ask you to give them a discount because it's already
free. Now you can donate though. You can donate. Okay.
You
can donate because majority of our programs are grant based. Okay, and they're grant based and they're also contractual, meaning that we provide services to that school or that nonprofit. But we're doing that. We're doing those things to make it free. And again, it took me naming those 4 different programs. That took work to get there. You know what I'm saying? We've been 9 years in business, but it took 9 years to get to this point to where I know what my programs are for and who they're for and who I'm serving, because we're serving different demographics. You feel what I'm saying? So with my Boys to Men program, that's a higher education program. The Girls Hope program, that's higher education. So we have students that we help them transition to get into college.
Nice.
You feel what I'm saying? And that's been 100% college acceptance.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So so every program has a different purpose for what it's for. You get what I'm saying? So, but again, it took 9 years to get to this point. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? That's
Right.
called growth. And one thing I will say for entrepreneurs, like again, God not gonna show you what the plan is. Like you got to develop the plan. You got to put in the work to get to your destination. Like I said, I didn't know I was gonna be doing all these different types of programs.
Right.
I really did not know. I'd had this one thing in mind, mentor. That was it. I wanted to be something different, but I don't even know what that different looks like.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And that's where it get dangerous because you really don't know. You really got to test different things out and go through those motions and really build those relationships. And people really got to like bat for you and really take a chance on you.
Mm-hmm.
Like people tell me like, how did you do it? I'm like, man, listen, people took a chance on me, faith, a whole lot of faith, a whole lot of chance, a whole lot of risk. And a whole lot of everything else that you probably just don't see.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like a whole lot of just miscellaneous stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
You know what, real quick, I want you to touch on the idea about, you know, I don't know how they worded it. It's a saying talking about luck when when preparation and the timing align. How you're in position, and some may say that it's luck, like, oh, he was lucky, like, but no, you were prepared for that opportunity when it came. So if you could touch on that, like, what's some of the things that you did along your journey to help you to get to this place right here where you were ready and prepared?
I would say the first thing is building relationships with people. Relationship equals capital. So if you build partnerships and you build those relationships with people and you trust them and you're credible and you know your bond is your word, guess what? That equals capital. Okay. If you think about every association, every university, every club that's associated with some type of dollar, right?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if your network is full of, you know, universities, affiliations, whether you're alumni or something, or whether you graduated for something, like that's called relationship capital. So as I start going through these motions in my 9 years in business, I understand like how a lot of big companies grow. They grow through partnerships. Just think about, just for example, Kanye West. He was a billionaire, but when you took away that partnership, guess what? Now he's a millionaire. But that partnership elevated him to become billionaire status. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if you take away a lot of these, you know, companies that are out there, if you take away their partnerships, that takes away their capital.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's how a lot of companies grow. And that was how I grew my company as well, was through the partnerships and through these relationships of, you know, people trusting what I'm gonna do, and people know like, hey, anything I touch, they know like it's gold. Like you know what I mean? So it's really about being personable and marketable and people seeing it for what it is. Like I'm not gonna like if I can do it, then I'm gonna do it. Yeah. Like because I'm a doer at the end of the day. So and my doers who are spiritual, they know what that are. Like he said, become a doer. Like, don't just talk about what you're going to do, put in work, and, you know, faith without work is dead. And it just is what it is. So for me, like I live by those principles, like I live by those kingdom principles, even though I don't talk about it as much, but it's more so just living by those principles and understanding like, hey, this is your purpose. This is what you were put here to do. This is your vision, and go ahead and just live it out and do the best and be the best at what you know how, like be better at your best. That's what I would say. Yeah. Like, and that's like that. Early mornings, late nights, studying your craft and not worrying about who's saying this or who doing what. Understand that there is a power, understand just the power of just relationships, partnerships, like all those good things. Like, and I'm telling you, like, and I tell people today, like, listen, just because we're doing the same thing don't mean we're in competition. Think about it as a collaborative effort. I got so many, like I got partnerships with over 20 corporations. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just, and it's not that, you know, I wanted it to be like that, but it was just like, if the principles align, and the mission and vision align, then why not?
Why not? Yeah, why not?
It just makes sense. You know, let's do it, you know?
No, that's dope. That's dope. I know we had some conversations about trying to align some things. I know for me, stuff shifted a little bit, but but the main piece that needed to happen happened. We connected, we met each other, and we both are ready to do something. You know what I mean? Because that's the big piece. If you don't have the connection, then you don't have nothing. Because opportunities will come and pass, but if that other person has that opportunity and you never made that connection, you never knew about the opportunity.
That's what it is.
So you ain't connected to it either because you ain't know nothing about it. No, that's good.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say this last thing is I feel like a lot of us have that poor mentality. What I talked about earlier. We pass opportunities repeatedly. We pass over opportunities repeatedly, and that gives us that poor mindset to where we feel like we have to, be a savage or scavenge for bits or pieces of the plate when really we can just share one. You know what I mean? We can just share it, and eventually we put ourselves in position to where, like, you know what, I'm gonna put you in position to make the money. Do the same thing for me.
Right.
And that's how in my circle, that's how we operate. Like we make sure that we eat, and then whoever else is ready, whoever else is in line, we make sure we pour into them as well. So whether that be financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, whatever that is, we just making sure like it's just a wash, rinse, and repeat type of thing.
Yeah,
so
no, that's good. Like a family, it's a unit.
It's a unit. Yeah,
no,
that's dope.
That's dope. Yeah. All right, so it's a question that I ask every person, every guest on the show. You have two options. You got option A, you got option B. Option A is give 3 winning plays for principals, teachers, and parents. So it's a total of 9, but 3 winning plays each. Or you can choose option B and pick one of them and give 5.
Okay.
So which one you think?
I'm gonna do the 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say for the parents, give your child a voice. Give them the space to where they could articulate themselves and make sure that there's emotional safety with that, because a lot of because our kids, they may a lot of them are emotional immature, but I feel like you gotta train them up to be what they need to be, right? And a part of that instruction and training is, discipline, but it's also about giving them that voice and letting them understand, like, okay, you can articulate yourself, but there's a balance.
Yeah.
There is a limit to your freedom. There's a limit to every single thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because some people would say, the sky's the limit, but I believe the sky isn't the limit. The limit is within your mind, but they have to be, but our kids have to be, respectful when it comes to giving them voice. But I feel like that sets them up for more opportunity to speak, because now they don't feel muzzled. Like, you ever went into a room and you ever seen, like, there was always probably 1 or 2 people that's always asking questions, and then other people like, why they asking all them questions? You know what I mean? Like, people are silent because they've been silent their whole lives.
Yeah.
Like, they've never been given the opportunity to speak. So I would say that for the parents. For the teachers, I would say have a balance between instruction, the lecture time, and give kids that freedom to be who they are. Like, let them be who they are and correct them when they need to be corrected. You don't have to correct them right then and there. You can correct them in private, but give them that space to where, like, they have the free, like, there's a fine line between the communication. Like, you don't have to disrespect the child to put the child in place. You can correct them and show them what to do. You get what I'm saying? So so again, you're a teacher, so teach them the way that they should go and the way that they should be. And I don't think it's more so like a right or wrong thing, because I don't look at every single thing like that, but I think it's just more just a balance. Like, okay, yeah, I get it. I'm the teacher, you're the student, but how can we meet in the middle? That compromise. And I feel like that's healthy conflict resolution. For teacher and student, it's a fine line between certain things, but I think setting that boundary up, I think could kind of help them and just reinforcing everything.
Nice.
Who we miss? Teachers, parent. That was
principles.
Principles.
Yeah. Let's go.
Principles. Whew, y'all got a hefty job, okay? And I get it. But I think principals should have like an open door policy, because principals, I feel like, set the standard. They set the culture. Like, and you're leading this staff, you're leading the school, you're leading these students. So you got to lead by example.
Yeah.
And and I feel like everything, like people say the principals are the head, but the principals are really, I feel like they're the foundation for every single thing. Because if there's cracks in the foundation, like I'm looking at the principal. Yeah. Like, how did the principal run the school? Like, what culture was set? Like, what was the expectation? Right. So, I would say, meet with your team, have that open door policy, meet with the students and get familiar with what the issues are going on, and try to like have a good turnaround time. Like, don't just say that you're going to do it. Like, not actually put the work and trying to figure out like, okay, how can we resolve this?
Right.
And it's okay. Like, you may have a million other things, but just say like, hey, we gonna put this on pause, but that don't mean we ain't gonna go back to it. Right. Like, I got some other things I need to address, but I will address you. Yeah, I will come back and address some of these issues, because, there's a lot of pressure probably when it comes to being a principal. You know what I mean? So it's just like, but I think when people understand roles and what they come with and the responsibilities, I feel like people start to respect, the position a lot more. Like, oh, I didn't know you had to do X, Y, and Z and different things. It's kind of like our kids. Like, when we raise our kids, they don't understand, like, we have to do this, and this and that. Nope. But I feel like we as parents, as educators, however you want to identify ourselves, we have to educate our children. Like, no, these are some of the things that we have to do. This is why we're doing it like this. You feel what I'm saying? Like, because kids want to understand, like, why are you doing this? Why are you? They understand. They want to understand why. So when we say don't worry about it, that puts their mind in a different place. And we got to understand that if they're asking, like, give them the answer to where they can reconcile what's going on, because that's why they ask why so much.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? Good. So we have to like take a step back, take a step out of our bodies and understand what we're doing subconsciously to people. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I always tell people, like, look, hold me accountable, because I need to be accountable for. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I may have done some things that I probably shouldn't have done, and I'm probably not even most proud of it. But at the end of the day, where my heart and where my spirit at. So correct me. Right. You feel me? Like, correct me, but correct me in private, to where we can have that understanding and, in that conversation. So, but I would say do that, not telling people how to do their jobs, but just from my perspective, I feel like, those are some diamonds that I can give y'all. So
nice. Hey man, look, I appreciate you being on here, brother. Before we go ahead and tell them again how to get in contact with you, and so they can take advantage of your services.
If you want to reach me, you can reach me at DeVoe on my personal Facebook page, or you can go to my business page, First Generation Leaders of America. Again, you can contact the website, firstgenleaders.org. And that has literally all the information that you would need to, if you need to get in touch with me. So, that's where you can find me.
Perfect. Man, I appreciate you for sure, bro, getting on here, man. Sharing your wisdom and experience. And I wanted to make sure that people had a chance to hear what all you have and what you offer. You know,
I appreciate it.
I support you in any way that I can. So it's the least I could do is get you on here and let these people know they better get at you.
Time, man. It's time, man.
Yeah. Any last words? Anything you want to leave with the people?
I say, faith over everything. There may be foes, there may be woes, but I will say be resilient and have faith that everything that you want to do, like it's going to be there, because again, your end is at your beginning. And once you understand the power of who you are and what you want to do and how you want to do it, guess what? You ain't got to worry about, what's going on the left or the right hand side, because now you're worried about what's in front of you. You got laser focused tunnel vision. And the more you understand your purpose in this world, the more you'll be able to grasp within your life. Okay.
I love it. And man, that's all we got, man. Go ahead and rewind this thing, play it back, share it, send it to somebody else, send it to 2 or 3 people so they can plug in and tap in as well. So, man, thank you guys for watching and stay tuned for the next one. That's all I got. It's your boy,
Peace.
Sean Gary, and I'm out. Peace.